This morning, we continue to protect and alert you as we anticipate more rain and snow in the week ahead.
Meteorologist Jeff Porter says a flood watch in effect for St. Joseph and Branch counties beginning this evening. News Channel 3's Lexi Petrovich joining us live from Three Rivers. That can be a trouble spot in these sorts of situations. And Lexi, both counties preparing for what could come with multiple different weather elements.
Good morning. That's right. And there are several roadways here in Three Rivers that are notorious for flooding. South Main Street here is one of them. You can see why with a bridge directly over the St. Joseph River here. And you mentioned those multiple weather elements being a main concern for county officials right now. We're talking ice, rain, and snow. And in fact, the fire chief of Three Rivers, Jeff Bloomfield, says just about 4 years ago, they saw all of those elements come into play, and it caused major flooding throughout the area. Now, tonight, St. Joseph and Branch counties will be under a flood watch, which means they need to be prepared for the possibility of flooding.
The ground is frozen. There is actually zero potential for absorption as far as the soil goes. So all that rain, water, and snow is going to melt and obviously hit the river. So that is our major concern right now. Currently, there are 0 gates open, which is a great sign. We're 1.8 feet below even minor flood level. So there's a lot of water that can be absorbed in the St. Joe right now.
Chief Bloomfield says he and his crews are getting their emergency action plan ready and monitoring the dam and water levels. Residents should have an emergency action plan too and can prepare by doing things like clearing debris from the gutters, elevating furniture, and moving valuables into a safe space. It's also a good idea to have a plan in place for pets too, because often flooding can happen quickly and without much notice. Sandbags and barricades are also ready throughout the county if needed. Now, of course, if there is any flooding, officials are stressing that you don't walk or drive through those flooded waters. The National Weather Service says even 6 inches of flooded water is enough to knock a person over, and a foot of water can cause a vehicle to move. Be sure to stick with our weather team both online and on air. You can find all of those updates on WWMT.com as well.
Crimes are not stopping in West Michigan, but justice is on hold.
Yeah, for now. Right now, jury trials in both Kalamazoo and Calhoun counties are on indefinite pause. News Channel 3's Allie Jenner-John is here to tell us why those delays could actually impact, Allie, the outcome of a criminal case.
Yeah, Erica, Andy, right now there are more than 1,000 felony cases waiting to go to trial here in Kalamazoo County. Prosecutors tell me the more time that passes, the harder it is to track down witnesses and victims, which means in some cases they can fall apart before it even makes its way to trial. Kalamazoo County courtrooms sit empty. Suspects wait for their day in court, along with victims and their families.
That's really one of the most tragic, unfortunate, awful outcomes of this has been our inability to bring closure, right? Our inability to get that case to a trial.
Kalamazoo County Prosecutor Jeff Getting says the court has 2 years worth of criminal cases on backlog and more pile up each day. Jury trials are on pause for another week due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
There's any number of things that happen over the course of a period of a year or 2 years now where cases have been pending that will impact the triability of the case.
He says cases can fall apart when investigators lose touch with victims and witnesses' memories fade. It's a risk that increases with time. One Calhoun County prosecutor, David Gilbert, says he faces two.
We have a number of homicide trials coming up soon, and a lot of our witnesses are not around. We have to go find them. Some of them have moved, some of them have died. It's very difficult.
Gilbert says violent crime is up in Calhoun County. Right now, nearly 30 people are in jail on murder charges, waiting to face a jury. Trials in Calhoun County are set to resume March 1st.
We will be scheduling as many as we can to get them through.
With a backlog of cases that's built up over 2 years, both county prosecutors tell me it'll take years to catch up. Now, the county prosecutor tells me right now the majority of inmates in the county jail are awaiting trial. Getting also says 80 of them are facing some of the most serious charges like murder, armed robbery, and assault with intent to murder.
Well, tensions on the Russia-Ukraine border may seem worlds away, but that conflict is being felt in a very real way by people living here in West Michigan. In a story you'll see only on News Channel 3, our morning anchor Laura Painter talked with Ukrainian and Russian students who were studying at Western Michigan University about their hopes and fears during this conflict.
Michigan is nearly 5,000 miles away from the Russia-Ukraine border, but the conflict there is very real for immigrants from those countries living here. In my exclusive one-on-one interviews, the students tell me the recent conflict with their neighboring country is worrisome, but nothing new even in their young lives.
I'm from Melitopol. It's very close to Crimea. It's in the south of Ukraine. We also call it the city of cherries.
Maria Parkomenko and Anna Maria Astor have fond childhood memories of the now Russian-controlled Crimea, once a part of modern-day Ukraine until Russia annexed it in 2014.
We were going on vacations, so we were spending the entire summer in Crimea before. Of course, we can't do that now anymore because to enter, you have to be either a Russian citizen or you have to have a special invite.
It's a reminder of how conflicts at the border between Russia and Ukraine can escalate and change lives forever. Do you fear for your family's safety?
I would say that this is something that is concerning me right now.
Anna Maria is from Ukraine's capital city, Kiev. Her family tells her they're thinking of backup plans should the current conflict get desperate.
Even talking about evacuation, my mom is saying something like, oh, I might send your sister over to you just in case.
I feel disappointed too, and I don't know what to expect. Uncertainty scares me too.
Watching politics from afar could also bring other concerns.
I guess many Russians are worried about NATO eastward expansion, but it happens already 30 years. So we are used to be worried about this.
One political expert says part of what's going on at the border now is what he calls a test of wills.
I don't think anybody wants war. That would be a conflict I don't think either side could win.
Butterfield says for 70 years, the border between Ukraine and Russia was an internal border, like the border between Michigan and Indiana.
We always been told that there are brothers. I would like to see some moves from other sides to be more friendly, because geopolitically, I believe that we are natural allies.
Butterfield also says you could be impacted by this international conflict and how much you pay for gas and energy. Also, he says there are a lot of Ukrainian and Russian immigrants in our midst right here in Southwest Michigan. If you know any, Butterfield suggests checking in on them.